Hello everyone, LRon here with part 70 of my Total Terraria World Annihilation. So continuing on the rant of the third Colossus. Um, so then it also doesn't help that once you land the jump, you still have to take out his two vitals, 3 in hard. Um, And the problem is, he does a lot of shaking and other shenanigans to basically deny you the opportunity to properly stab those locations, which basically means that you need all the luck in the universe to make all 10 or 20 stabs actually land properly before your time runs out. And so it was funny because the first night where I was attempting these jumps, I was landing them well enough, but couldn't deal with the with being shaken up too much to make my stabs. So I just ran out of time. And then on subsequent nights, I couldn't even land the jump anymore. Um, I think there was like a week-long period where I'm at a point where I can't really attempt for more than like 40 minutes without losing focus. Um, Even in the absence of avolition, it's kind of just a boredom factor at that point. Because, it's like attempt the jump, didn't make it, retry, have to watch the first like 4 or 5 seconds of the stupid movie. Uh, Bait him to come over and do a particular attack so that you can use his sword to your advantage. Sometimes mess up the baiting process and he uses the wrong attack, which means that you have to restart at that point because you've wasted too much time with him doing the wrong attack. And then, so after a week of like 40-minute periods of doing that, I finally land a jump for the first time in forever, and I become so in shock that I made the jump that I neglected to crouch when he moved his arm a little bit and knocked me off. So even though I landed the jump, I couldn't deliver. I landed the jump a few more times that night, but I think only once did I beat the first vital with enough time to consider trying to get the second vital out of the way. And I'm pretty sure I fell on my trip to the second vital, so that was that. Um, so for now, I'm taking a hiatus on that. And I've actually advanced over to Dark Souls. Um, as you may have remembered from a cohort or two ago, I played Demon Souls, and um, after considerable effort and a bit of duplication to speed it up, I did platinum that. And so I'm actually playing Dark Souls on the PC with a friend that's basically showed himself for the first time in months. So that was pretty cool. So we're working on that, and I gotta say, I'm enjoying Dark Souls a lot more. I don't feel compelled to duplicate things, although I am aware of the techniques, and just to prove that I could, I did them and then did a double suicide to lose the fruits of that. But, even in the cheaty environment of Demon Souls, I was adequately prepared to legitimately play Dark Souls. I'm not sure if it's just that much easier or if it's just the, you know, countless hours that it took, to do everything that needed to be done to platinum, eventually just carved me into a Souls machine. But in any case, I am enjoying that more, and it does seem to be a lot more straightforward, in terms of difficulty. And it's interesting because the community doesn't seem like total cancer either. I mean, you probably remember me bashing all those Demon Souls community members, but generally, from what I can tell, everyone in Dark Souls is, generally, helpful on the forums. I mean, granted, I might be doing different styles of searches now than I did back in Demon Souls, because in Demon Souls I need to learn how to play in the first place, and then Dark Souls it's more about, comparison of weapons and basically academically exchanging elite ideas. Um, so yeah, maybe I should um, at some point pretend that I am a Dark Souls noob and do all the various searches to figure out if the cancer just stayed in Demon Souls or if it's just buried um, deeper in the Dark Souls arena. But yeah, I'm generally impressed with how civil everything I've read has been. Like, I think yesterday I read about the repercussions of killing off firekeepers because, yeah, I was just wondering if their souls are worth, killing for. And, yeah, there were a few people who kind of had, some smart ass remarks, but they weren't, complete dicks or anything. They were just having fun with the situation and usually still brought something good to the table on that particular post. Um, but, just, started off with kind of a joking remark in the first little paragraph break. But, yeah, at least in NG, it seems to make sense to kill off the various firekeepers in favor of having a stronger Erlenmeyer flask. Yes, I do know that's called Estus flask, but the pet name Erlenmeyer kind of stuck before Estus stuck, so I kind of just let myself continue with the Erlenmeyer path. I'm presently at the point where I'm feeding the Lord Vessel the special souls. I've collected two of the four. Um, that should probably be vague enough to not be considered spoilery. Um, but in any case, I am out of time, so I will see you next video.